Tough Mudder X Championships. It's going to be on Friday here in the RVA. To talk about it, we bring on Jordan Dix, a U.S. Army captain, a Ranger. He's going to be competing among some of the top CrossFit athletes in America. Jordan, I hope you're doing well this morning.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm doing great.
Hey, it's great. Just go ahead and get us started off here talking about this Tough Mudder. Obviously, this is a really cool event, but a lot of people around the area might not be exactly familiar with what's going on. So what will this event consist of?
Okay, so yeah, most people have heard of Tough Mudder, and they put on a lot of fun, challenging teamwork events throughout the country. And there's actually one in Virginia on Saturday and Sunday. But prior to the fun run, there's a World Championship event. It's basically the toughest mile on the planet, and that's occurring on Friday. So you've got the best CrossFit athletes, the best American Ninja Warrior athletes, ultra runners, Navy SEALs, Army Rangers. Everyone's coming to compete in the toughest mile on the planet on Friday.
What makes it the toughest mile on the planet?
So the way they've designed it is it's jam-packed. So you've got 10 obstacles, 10 workout stations, things like squats, pull-ups, and then you're going to run right into an obstacle, sprint another 200 to 300 meters. It's just jam-packed. You've got 10 stations, 10 different obstacles. It's going to be jam-packed. And really the biggest thing is the competition that they're bringing. It's qualifying, invite only, so it's the top of the top. And somehow I snuck my way in the competition to represent Richmond, so it's been pretty exciting.
Yeah, we've given your background a little bit. It's very impressive, Jordan. But with that said, what attracted you to this particular type of competition? How did you actually get involved in it?
So I actually I just finished an Ironman about a month and a half ago, and I was kind of looking at what I was going to train next, and I found this competition by accident, really. It was like 9 o'clock at night I found it, and then I just obsessed over it. That first night I was trying to find a way to get in because I had already missed the qualifiers, and I stayed up all night watching last year's event on CBS and started reaching out to everyone to try to find a way to get into the competition. And just the mix of people they're bringing, and it's really, you can't have one discipline. You can't just be a runner. You can't just be a CrossFit athlete. You can't just be good at the obstacles. You really got to put it all together in a short, hard go. It's going to be, 25 minutes or less. So it's just going to bring the best of the best, and it's going to identify weaknesses in the best athletes in the world. So it's pretty exciting to be in the mix.
With your military experience, did you ever think that would translate to something like this?
Yes, actually. There's a couple guys in there. Josh Bridges, he's a former Navy SEAL. Robert Killian, he's actually a Citadel grad also. I look up to that guy a lot. He's kind of like a big brother in a way. He's done a lot of things that I'm setting out to do, a little bit ahead of me. But it definitely translates for sure for what we train for, so it's pretty exciting.
How much did the Citadel background help in your training?
I think it helps a lot. The Citadel is not the most fun place in the world, but it teaches you a lot. It teaches you how to push past your comfort level, and I think it gives you true conviction of knowing what you're capable of doing. I think a lot of people walk around with false confidence, and the Citadel and Ranger School, they don't let that happen. You're going to know exactly where you stand, and this competition is going to do that as well. It's going to let you know exactly where you stand with the best people in the world.
And Jordan, this is a competition for men and women, correct?
Yes, so I mean, there's women out there. Emily Abbott, she's one of the best CrossFit athletes in the world. Corinna Coffin, she won Tough Mudder X last year. It's the top men, top women, different heats, but they're both going to be competing on the same obstacles, and it's extremely impressive on both ends.
Talking with Jordan Dix, who'll be participating in the Doswell held at the Meadow Event Park World Championship for the Tough Mudder X. When you look at the idea of American Ninja Warrior athletes competing in that, have you ever considered doing something like that?
A little bit. So it's hard for me to line up competition with my leave in the Army. I'm still in the active duty Army right now, and I'm just home visiting. And I am constantly, when I go on vacation or just travel, I'm jumping into the best gyms in the area that I'm in. So I've been to Tempest Free Running Academy, which is the best gym on the West Coast. I've been to Brooklyn Zoo up in New York. And I'm always constantly learning from these people, but I haven't really jumped in the competition scene since I wrestled in college.
Since you do have a military background, we've been talking about something that has, played off of that over the course of this show and a few shows prior to this. Certainly a big talking point in the world of sports right now in relation to the Philadelphia Eagles deciding not to go to the White House. What do you make of all these protests during NFL games, and what does that say to you as a guy with a military background?
That's a tough topic. You're going to throw me a tough question. I'll just say that I think it's an extremely beautiful thing that we have, that you have the right to choose how you live, and I've got chills right now saying that, because it's America's a special place, and I was in Hawaii for 4 years. I had an awesome start to my Army career. I didn't have to deploy, but some of my very best friends have had to, and we live in a very special place. So to have the choice to stand, to have the choice to kneel, to have the choice to represent your country, just do it the best way that you can. And whatever you choose to do, this is the land of the free, but you've got to do it for the best way you can. And I hope whichever you're doing, you have true meaning 24/7, not just when the camera's on you. 24/7, you're fighting for change for what you believe in. We fight for that option to be free. I don't get into the politics too much. I do it for the people that I love and protecting the people that I love. So that's a tough topic, but I think it's a beautiful thing that we live in a place where that type of dialogue can even happen. You know what I mean?
Well, we appreciate not only your service, but you weighing in on that too as well here. I mean, that really was well spoken to. I know this event is called a Tough Mudder, but obviously, the fitness level, the speed are very important. But how about the mental challenges of this event?
So what's exciting is you get through the qualifier, then you got the semifinals, you got the finals. You got to hit reset quick. So, which is good, because that translates to my wrestling career. So you get out of a 7-minute match. It seems like 7 minutes, but if anyone's ever wrestled before, even youth league, high school, and obviously college wrestling, is very different. 7 minutes feels like a long time. So as soon as that match ends, you got to hit reset. You got another match in 30 minutes to an hour, and I think that's going to play off for me, because the work capacity is somewhere that I'm strong. So if I have a good, strong first round, which is a game plan, then I got to hit reset, refocus, and get ready in a couple hours to hit the next round. So I'm going to be doing the same obstacle, the same challenge, in just a couple hours later.
And it sounds like you are constantly training for this. I was going to ask you, what is your training regimen? But the way you're talking, it sounds like in some way, shape, or form, you're almost training for these type of things 24/7. Yes? No?
Yes. I was pretty obsessive in my wrestling career. I was, you guys know my coaches. I wrestled James River High School with Mark Helberg, and Coach Steinbacher is my travel coach in off season. These guys will tell you, I know deep down that I was one of the hardest workers. I did the little things right, so I've always been a disciplined guy in the room. And then when I went to Hawaii, I kind of needed a breather. I competed in jiu-jitsu for a little bit, and then I thought about getting in the mix of CrossFit and obstacle running, and I just needed a breather. So I hiked and surfed in Hawaii, but I'm always staying active. But as far as the competitive scene, me doing a full Ironman was kind of me saying, hey, I'm back. So I'm always training for something, but I'm still learning. I try to be a sponge into different things. I want to coach one day. Right now, I still feel like I have a ton to learn, but one day I will coach. I'm kind of dealing in every training idea I can, from strength athletes, gymnasts, endurance runners. I just want to talk to the best of the best, whatever they do, and steal their ideas and bring it into my training.
Jordan, do well this weekend. We will certainly be rooting for you, particularly after this conversation. We really appreciate you spending some time with us.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for all you do.
Jordan Dix competing in the Tough Mudder this weekend up at Meadow Event Park in Doswell. That's this weekend. He's a James River High School grad. He's a graduate of the Citadel. He's in the military. He's a very, very impressive young man. And if you can't get up there this weekend to check it out, CBS Sports is actually taping it this weekend for playback in the middle of July, Saturday, July 14th. They'll run an hour from 1 to 2. Then the following Saturday, the 21st, they'll run the semifinals from 1 to 2, and then they'll wrap it up on Saturday, July 28th, again at 1 o'clock from 1 to 2 with the championship. So really, really a neat event, and what a well-spoken young man Jordan Dix.
Got a future as a coach, got a future as a speaker. We joke a lot about Nick Sherrod taking my job, but I might right now currently be more concerned about Jordan Dix taking my job.
Great answer on a great question. The military question was obviously something we've been talking about this morning, and I think he was a little worried about his answer, but I didn't think he had to be. I think he gave a great answer to that question.
We're going to talk FCS football